because this book is it's amazing. I just showed it, so I'm going to show it again. It's called The Success Principles: How to Get from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. No jumping off, conserving bandwidth. Got you. Okay, so I've been listening to the audio version of this book for quite some time now. And it's amazing. When I go out walking, I listen to it, and it kind of encourages me and gives me some more ideas to do what I want to do on a blab or a scope or something. So I decided, because we did one yesterday, I did one with a few people yesterday on the 4 agreements, and that would be this one. And you see, I like books. I mark in my books. I do all kinds of things to my books. I tag them, I mark them, everything. And so I got the book version of this so I can read it. I think I'm kind of visual as much as anything else. I'm visual as much as anything else. So visual and audio, you tend to get things a little bit better than if you just do it one way or the other, I think. Yeah. And so I've been reading this. I just got this. You know what's fun? I got it from Amazon, and I actually have a link here for Amazon to get this book. Let me see if I can put it up there for y'all.
It's still not coming in on this computer.
Oh, I see you quite well, and I hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah, I see you. I hear you. Everything's fine.
And guess what I'm on now? I'm on my cell phone that refuses to work with Blab, and now it's working.
Okay. Whatever works is fine with me.
iPhone 6, I don't know. It's got a mind of its own, just like my iPad.
Well, there you go then. So anyway, so I finished reading the first part. I read the acknowledgments and the introduction, the foreword, and everything. And the first chapter is about taking responsibility for yourself, taking 100% responsibility, which I hear often. And I think it really empowers us to do that. It says take 100% responsibility for your life. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. That's a Jim Rohn quote. And, he says in here, I'm going to read parts of it, but I would like to get other people when they come in to, we'll probably have to recap quite a bit. But what it says is the easiest, fastest, and best ways to find out what is or isn't working is to pay attention to the results you are currently producing. You are either rich or you're not. You either command respect or you don't. You are either golfing par or you are not. You are either maintaining your ideal body weight or you are not. You are either happy or you are not. You either have what you want or you don't. It's that simple. Results don't lie. Okay, now, yes, it's that simple, but is it easy? That's what the question is. Is it easy to get the results you want? Sometimes it is, but most people blame other things. They blame the weather. They blame if this hadn't happened or if that hadn't happened, et cetera, et cetera. What's your experience with that, Stephanie?
I did a scope on that just a few days ago about people have to stop blaming even things that happened in their past, on how their life has become at the moment. And it's all up to I was using the word you have to go out. You've got to do what you need to do to be successful and to reach your goals and your destination and all that kind of stuff. I was doing a Elaine Maxwell quote. It was about quotes. And I was talking about the same exact thing. Because, we all come from, things that have happened to us in our lives. And we can't use that as an excuse anymore, No,
but the issue I've found, though, when we blame others is a lot of times we don't even know what it is. Well, blaming your parents and everything like that, they did the best they could, and I hear that all the time.
Well, I came from a troubled childhood, so I can't give my parents credit for doing the best they could. They could have done better. But that was one of the things that I talked about, that I can't blame my parents. I am successful because I chose to be successful. I reach goals that I choose to reach. And actually, I have the book you're talking about.
Hey.
I'm halfway through it.
There you go.
And I use that as an example. I have brothers and sisters who blame our childhoods, on all their problems and stuff. Well, my aunt always said, well, Stephanie made it. Stephanie's doing okay. You know, so you can't blame it on your past and the way your parents brought you up, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, most of us had difficult childhoods. And for me, I look back at my mother was abusive. And Daryl's coming in. Yay, Daryl. My mother was abusive. My brother was abusive. I grew up in a parent family. And when I hear people tell me that they can't make it because of that, I'm just like, you know what? That's, you can blame that. We got all kinds of things we can blame. But when we start taking responsibility for ourselves, what happens?
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. Steffi, I think I just followed you, so I don't think I've ever been in a blab with you before, but my name is Daryl.
I'm new.
Hi, how are
She's
you?
new. She's brand new. Yeah.
Yeah. So, brand new to blab. How do you like it so far? Where are you from?
If I can get my computer and laptop and everything to work, I love it. You know, it's just getting into the room or getting on blab. I was telling everyone that I have technical difficulties, and I'm actually on my cell phone, which for the last 3 days I've tried to get on blab on my cell phone, and it kept crashing every time I tried to. And now here I am in a room on it, and it's working. I don't get it.
Oh, okay. You're probably near Wi-Fi or something interesting, but yeah. On the topic of those success principles, I think I listened to his speech on success principles. He's got a speech on the 20 something he's got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Success principles.
He does.
And, it's good. I look up to him and all this stuff, but I think after a while you can have so many principles, but I think you hit the nail on the head when you said taking responsibility for yourself, because for the longest time that I did kind of blame my dad for a lot.
Yeah.
Just Dad, you're responsible for this, and this is the reason why. But after you get 30 or so, you gotta say okay, well, Dad's not the reason that I'm broke right now. It's not Dad's fault. You can't really continue to blame Dad once you're 30s or even 20s for that matter. You kind of have to take some responsibility for yourself and just say maybe I'm a part of the of what's causing this to happen or not happen, whatever it might be.
Yeah, who's the common denominator?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be you every single time, right? So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's the very first principle. So that's what we're focused on today. Is the very first principle is take 100% responsibility for yourself. Stop blaming external things. Stop blaming the weather. Stop blaming your parents, your childhood, whatever. Sometime you got to grow up.
Exactly.
And you got to take it. You got to take responsibility. If you don't, you're just going to keep being a victim.
Well, and I kind of grew up early, I moved out of my house because of the issues, with my parents. And it was actually a stepdad and my mother. And I moved out young, and I got married when I was in high school. And, but I think the fact that I grew up so fast, maybe that's the reason why I've always done well, and not let obstacles get in the way. I always, sure, it's not easy. Life is not easy. But I've got to get around those obstacles and do whatever I need to do to be successful. And I'm an overachiever.
I like those.
Something, I do it no matter what. Got married at 17, bought a house at 18.
Wow.
Had my first child at 20. So it's just and I think it might have been the fact that I did have such a rough childhood and couldn't wait to move out. And I had to raise my brothers as a teenager. So it might be growing up. They used to call me Cinderella. I think maybe that might be the reason why I do as well as I do. Have.
Well, you could have gone either way.
Take a lot of responsibility as a child.
Sure, but you could have gone either way.
I could have.
You took the responsibility. You could have just totally,
I rebelled, got on drugs like some of my other family members.
Sure.
And, just went crazy.
Yeah.
I got married at 17. Who does that?
Yeah.
And he's 30 years later.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, my father died when I was 12, so my mother had to go to work. She hadn't worked in 25 years, and then I took it upon myself, which kind of blows me away about kids nowadays. All I see is, well, I guess I don't see the ones who are actually out there working after school and stuff. I mean, that's what I did. I was out working, and after school most nights.
Yeah.
I started babysitting when I was 13. I never had a child, never had to take care of a child. And I had 4 kids, I think, from the age of 18 months to 10 years. And I'm like 13 myself. And I get all these kids and I have to, diaper change the little one. But lucky for me, that never happened. But every other week I was babysitting. And then I started working in tobacco fields and working wherever I could get a job at that age. 13, 14, 15, 16, I always worked.
Yeah.
And when I was 18, my mother refused to buy me a car when I was 16. When I was 18, I bought my own car.
Mhm.
So you learn responsibility if you take it. So I always wonder about these kids who complain about, well, I grew up in a one parent family and blah, blah, blah. So did I. So what? What's your issue?
Mhm.
Right.
Get your butt up and go to work. Find a job.
Right.
They want those $100 Nikes or $150 Nikes or however much they cost. Go out and get them, and don't take them from somebody else. Get a job. Go to work. Stop complaining. I mean, that's what it is. Take 100% responsibility. Stop complaining. Complaining is not, or if you're going to complain to somebody who can do something about it.
This is true. True. Very true. But yeah, I guess we're all in agreement.
Yeah. So okay.
Nice.
End of conversation. Now I was. I think this blab is done. It was nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you. But no, I just want to stop in. I think I saw this in like one of the Facebook groups and stuff that you were going to do this one. I was like, I'll be able to actually catch it. So
yeah. Well,
So,
I was hoping. I mean, I just finished a scope on a gratitude attitude, and I thought, a few people there said, "Oh yeah, I registered with Blab. I'm going to come on and see you." And so we're still waiting for them to come on, but I guess that's not going to happen. So you know what? I appreciate you two coming on and joining me, and I think we'll just go ahead, put an end, and go visit another Blab that we can get into.
Okay.
Appreciate that my phone's working. I can get in this. I was afraid I was going to miss it, so thank you.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Daryl, thank you for jumping in. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All righty. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Girl, thank you. Bye, Rebel.
Bye-bye. You got to hit the thing to get your out, because if I do it, my whole system shuts down. So, and there you go.